some early season steelhead flies for the region around Spokane, Lewiston, Clarkston. These flies are really good when the water's low and clear. Fish might be a little more spooky. Use these flies with floating lines, but oranges are always great color combinations, orange and black. You can never go wrong with something with blue or purple in it as well, like this guy. But you can see these flies are definitely a little more sparse than some of the other ones we'll look at here in a second. So some traditional flies used with floating lines, preferably early season, but in reality you can use them any time of the year.
All right, what do we have next?
So next, this is your kind of your winter meat box here. We have a variety of leeches, different colors. You can see a lot of darker colors, but some are mixed with brighter colors like pinks and chartreuse. You always got to have some purples and blacks. Purple and blacks are always great in this region. Blues becoming real popular over the years, last few years. You see a lot of these are tied stinger style. So you have a little trailer hook in the back. Helps with the hookup to landing ratio.
What's with the darker colors? Is it darker colors at particular times of year, or?
Not necessarily. I think it depends on the daylight. Brighter day, brighter fly. Dark day, dark fly. That rule overall tends to be pretty accurate. More importantly, though, than anything is confidence in the fly. If you like the looks of the fly, it doesn't matter what the situation is going to be. You gotta like it, and you'll fish it better and more consistently than any other fly.
Now I know you have confidence in all the flies in that box, but if you had to pick one in particular for the Grande Ronde, as far as a fly that you would swing, what would you pick out in particular?
It's pretty tough to beat that black and blue like I grabbed a second ago. A little blue flash in it, a lot of black, little weight, a lot of movement in the water. You can see the whole entire fly just undulates, and the little rabbit and flashaboo just moves with the current.
All right, so what do you have steelhead-wise nymphing?
So for nymphing, this is definitely something newer over the last handful of years. Some guys aren't into the nymphing, but if you really want to catch steelhead more consistently, a good nymph selection is definitely the way to go. So this can be used on a single hand rod, or even Spey rods are capable of throwing these too, but you'll use a split shot and a strike indicator with these guys. But you can see here we have a variety of stonefly nymphs, some of them more realistic than the others. Obviously orange and chartreuse aren't very natural, but on maybe days where the fishing's a little tough, you might want to go with something a little different.
And success-wise today, nymphing, what has been the tail of the tape, essentially?
The fly of the day is this little guy here, the MP Stone, tied by a local tire, Mark Poyer. Great little fly, rides upside down in the water. Get a good hook set with that hook riding up, less hookups on the rocks, more into the steelhead.
And then you have an assortment of egg patterns.
Yeah, eggs are really important. You can use these really from fall through spring, but especially the second half of the year when the fish are getting close to spawn. The egg patterns in orange or pink tend to be the better colors. You can see just some different styles, but pretty simple overall. A lot of times we'll run the egg pattern about 20 inches or so below a stonefly, so you have a two fly setup.
So running that MP stone with an egg pattern underneath can be really, really successful
really
on the run.
Effective, yeah. And sometimes you may notice you get more fish on one pattern versus the other, so you might take one off and just use the one that's working. But you never know.
That's why you carry.
That's where you carry multiple patterns, but you can really reduce the amount of time it takes to get things dialed in by running two flies at once. And that's a pretty rounded fly selection, good round fly selection for Grande Ronde, Clearwater, and Snake River in the region.